Alrighty, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Morning, 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 morning stream. Sound, 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 sound. Let's see. Working on JavaScript. Metalsmith site. Stuff for my nerd magazine. We have sound? We do. Alright. Switch. It's too early in the morning to look at the camera. Good morning, it's Thursday, September 8th. Wow. So September 8th, 2016, 7 a.m. here in New Hampshire. I'm about to start my first 15 minutes of the day working on a project of my own choosing that otherwise might never get done. By spending the first 15 minutes of the day on my own project, setting the tone of the day, and I'm not distracted by email or social media. Nothing's enraged me yet this early in the morning, so theoretically these first pristine 15 minutes will go very well with what I want to do. So, what am I going to do anyway? Oh yeah, I'm working on my nerd magazine project. Right now, I'm done with the content development of at least an initial sample article. And what I'm trying to do now is the technology side, and I'm learning how to use a static website generator called Metalsmith, which is a JavaScript-based development environment, I guess you could say. It uses a lot of web technology that I'm not that familiar with, and then some that I am familiar with. So let's just get to it. And usually I just spend 15 minutes on it. I have a timer. And I'm not going to set it yet. First of all, let me just get the environment going. And this should be done in about 30 minutes, depending on how much I yap at the end of this. Let's see. Let me switch to my desktop so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is where I am. Let me adjust something over here. I'm using the accessibility features of the Macintosh to do this zoom in thing. And for some reason, oops, zoom style picture in picture? What happened to that option? This is all changed. What happened? Shift 8, smooth images. I've just broken it. And there it goes. Apparently these options are dependent on what you've clicked on. Okay. Done. So I guess that was picture in picture. So it allows me to zoom in on stuff so I can show it embiggened on the screen as I'm looking around, but it keeps moving from screen to screen, which is annoying. I have to change it every morning. Anyway, this is not the project that I'm going to do right now. I'm switching to my 15-minute rituals right here, and nerd continuity. That's weird. No, I'm holding the option key, that's why. So this is the log of everything I've done on this project so far. I started this on August 8th. And this allows me to kind of see the overall shape of the picture. I try to keep the entries in here as short as possible, rewriting them if necessary. So let's see, what did I do yesterday? Let me go into two-panel mode, so this zooms in a little bit easier. Yesterday I decided to put off article photo dev. No wait, this is not where I want to be. We're down here. 7th. Oh yeah, I'm working on the layout and trying to just get some styling going as a foundation. This seems like a million years ago. Oh, and my Oxcam 2 is offline. I forgot to check that. Oh, well, let me go to studio mode and then I can fix that. Just updating the camera here. Yep, there we go. Ah, I actually used studio mode for the first time. and OBS, which is the streaming software I'm using. Yeah, so we're continuing to port this example of HTTP Jumbotron. Let's take a look at that. Copy. And let me put this on its on virtual desktop screen. Let's go over here. Let's open a browser. And oh, I forgot to tweet that. So this is what I want to port. There's this. This is an example of a Bootstrap 3 sample file, and I just want to see if I can get this ported into my current template. And so let me pull up the template. Let me get this sucker open, and let me stick it in its own window. Let me see. How should I do that? Terminal window. It's this one, and I think I need to shrink it down. No, I guess that's alright. I can't tell if it's actually shrunk. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit better. What's the size of this supposed to be? It's 14 lines? I guess 14 lines? Alright. So in this terminal window, which I've just moved off screen, I need to follow the stuff that I was doing to get the project back going, and so I have a little shortcut here, which was suggested by Strudel, one of the people in the chat room I'm hanging out with, to be productive every day. She suggested writing this stuff down, which is a good idea. So I need to go to my terminal window into say web nerd middle, and then I need to run the build process. So that's going. Then I need to open the Sublime text project, which is now on the wrong screen, but I moved over here. This is the work project. Let's go to nerd. I've noticed lately that Sublime has not been switching projects for me anymore. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because it thinks that I'm on the project? No, it's just on desktop drive. Oh, this is the wrong one. How do I remove something from this project list? It's this one. Okay. That's the old one. I guess Sublime doesn't remove broken project files. Let's just get this set up. So on this side we've got this, on this side we've got this, and I might as well start the 15-minute timer now. 15 minutes. Boom. Alright, so let's see if we can continue porting this. Let me go to localhost 3000, which is where the web development web server is running, and I have an article called test HTML, which is this. And what I want to make this look more like this. And that would be a good start of just understanding one, how this templating system works, and then understanding how Bootstrap works. On this side, on the right side of the screen here, I have the various files that make this up. So here's the test article as I change this. This is content. As I change this, there should be update on this side when I save it, through the virtue of the live reload that's happening with the terminal. You can see, oops, down here in the terminal window in the lower left, what it's doing. Get out Studio Mode, let's see what this looks like. It's kind of small. For some reason I'm having difficulty seeing today. This could be maybe one less. Okay, 80 by 12 seems to be about the right height. I'll remember that. So you can see as I'm saving stuff, it's reloading and then doing stuff. So warning about missing space before text in line 23 of the Jade file layout Jade. Line 22. Did I start the timer? Yes. Layout Jade, line 22. Missing space. See, I don't understand how to write Jade templates at all yet. So I'm just kind of learning on the fly. If I could find some decent Jade documentation that was succinct, I might like it. Missing space before text for line 22? I don't get it. I don't even know what... I've been trying to figure out how to actually insert text. I guess, And do I have to close off divs? I don't think so. Try to see if I can find a decent example of a Jade template. It's been difficult finding something that seems very concise and succinct. I mean, these top-level things, Jade template syntax, here's the basics. It looks like it's an indentation. Is it indentation based? Let's see if there's like a decent in the official documentation what it does. Well, this is all about using Jade's template engine. Why is it so difficult to find the template syntax? This is the part I'm interested in when I'm in designer mode. Yeah, I didn't see it before because I had this screen too small. Layout, language reference, attributes. Oh, this is one of those stupid... This is an alphabetical index, which is the dumbest way to organize technical documentation. Because is attributes the first thing we want to know about the language when we're getting used to it? No. Do we even know what the groupings are of the various high-level constructs? No. But that might be in reference. It's always worth reading. Reference. Again, this is the JavaScript API stuff. This is so annoying. So the official documentation is a big lose. Let's see what else there is. This is all getting started stuff. Maybe one reason I haven't been entirely drawn to Jade before is because I sense it's programmer-centric, not design-centric. And this documentation style is a designer-centric way of thinking. But it says, let's alphabetically list everything, rather than let's present some information. So, okay, we're going to go look again now for a Jade template. Example for designers, let's say. Maybe something will pop out. To engineers who try to use Jade template engine and... What? What does this say? I'm just curious now what this is about. And can't get started. Oh, okay, I've never read this because this pop-up keeps getting in the way. I'm just going to add this to my block list. I never want to see that site again. It said block. Is it working? Doesn't look like it is. Oh, it's gone. Good. Using Jade, speed up templating, and these are all like, I don't know, they're not particularly encouraging looking. I guess it's called Pug now. Making bootstrap simples, designer, but Jade template designer. Someone must have made a designer cheat sheet. Or maybe Jade isn't as popular as I've been led to believe. Nothing's coming up. Syntax by example. I think that's where it just was. Cheats for using Jade. Let's see what... I think this is where I just was. Well, clearly there's room for me making my own cheat sheet. Ahref. Let me just scan each example. Maybe not going to get a whole lot done today if I'm spending all my time reading this stuff, but head title my Jade template. It looks like the syntax is such that you put the text you want on the same line. So if I wanted a nested div with a paragraph in it, how would I do it? What's this preceding pipe character? Is that like a hard line return? Yeah. And what's this? Period. P, foobar, hello world. This looks like it does the same thing. Two different styles of doing block content. Variables seem to be preceded by a dash from what I remember before. I like the way this is spaced. Let me get that bigger so people can see what I'm looking at. Escaping li equals? What does that do? I just thought I saw an equals up here. H1 equals. That puts stuff's content in it. This says hello li hello m world. How is it being escaped? I don't see it being escaped at all. Li name equals li not equals name. What? Oh, name is data. Alright. So string literals like are passed along as is, but data that's passed along through to the template gets escaped unless you put a not in front of it. I guess they're trying to make the default should escape things, which makes sense from a security perspective. So they put a not equals name there. I don't like the logic behind that. So equals implies like equalness if you're a programmer. And so you expect to get it as is. Not equals, this is kind of the inverse of it. I mean, unless you just accept that this is the syntax for doing escaping, you remember that. But what I don't like about it is that ordinarily this reads to a program as not equals, or I guess in some cases and equals, and it doesn't really follow with it making it literal. I don't know. I find myself not particularly warming to the syntax conventions of this template language. Let's say, what does this do? Number? That escapes it, and this does not escape it. At least that's consistent. But why have two ways of doing it? That's bracket syntax. What does that do? Attributes. You can put in parentheses. Comments, single line comment, invisible single line comment. What's an invisible single line? Oh, it's actually output to the HTML. Block comment, invisible block comment. How does this make this a block comment? Oh, is it the indentation that really matters a lot? Inf IE8 script source. If unless for in each case mix in case name blah blah. Okay, this is not particularly helpful. A cheat sheet in Jade. Let's take a look at this. Oh, here we go. Here's an actual example. Body attributes, P, style. I guess everything that's P does look like it's indent based. So maybe that's why I got that weird error before. So in the terminal, it was warning about the here in the lower left. It's warning me about missing space before text in line 22. So maybe I have... Oh, well, line 22 is not the same name. Let's see what happens if I save this again. 2 files reloaded. Because I saved the template. So if I wanted something... I guess... This is text in the LI. What does that do? Let's go back to our... Well, nothing's happening there. I don't understand how the nesting here works, I guess. Is there an example of UL, LI? It's all in the same line. But what if it's more than one line? Do I have to use that block thing? And the text, no, this layout is broken, of course. Let's see what it actually looks like in the source code, though. Ugh, yuck. There's a source code formatter, isn't there? Let's see if we can find it. What's all this? LI... Let's see, is there a Google Chrome add-on source cleanup? Format view source extension. Source viewer. View the source code of any Chrome extension. No, that's not what I want. I want code formatter? Or, ooh, pretty print. That hints at old school development. JavaScript and CSS formatting. Sounds good. I want HTML formatting. Let's see. Chrome add-on. I guess I should just click on this. Low quality. Chrome add-on HTML source clean. Click and clean code formatter. Did I just click on this? No, maybe this is what I want. Let's see what it does. Why not? Load from a user extension by clicking on this icon. Uh-oh, is it stuffed with ads? Oh no, this is an online one. That sucks. What I really wanted to do is clean this up. No, this is stupid. Well, maybe it's not. Goodbye. This is where all the development time goes. Almost out of time. 13 seconds. Just hitting a wall with basic documentation and verification. It might go another 15 minutes. And I think I will do that. Because now I'm annoyed. I try to have a good attitude when I'm doing these development streams, but I always get annoyed. Let's see. Pretty print HTML source. JavaScript and syntax, quick source viewer. Maybe not, just like a format HTML source. HTML editor, code formatter. This is what I just looked at. That's a source viewer. No, I guess no one wants to. Displays in a fast, compact way. Syntax is, oh, okay. Why don't people like it? Only 4 stars? Well, access is done to Chrome. Doesn't seem to work in private pages. Unless useless doesn't load, doesn't do anything. Does not display page source at all. Works great. I use it frequently. Well, at least the author seems to be active on this. Let's take a chance on it. let's see. If I click on this, what does it do? Okay, that's good. So far, I'm feeling positive. So if I look at this and click on this, what happens? Oops. Oh. Access is denied to Chrome and Chrome Store pages. It doesn't work at all. They weren't kidding. Maybe it's if it's detecting. Huh. Well, it's not exactly inspiring. Oh. Is it because it's localhost? No, just broken. Do we want to debug this guy's quick source viewer options? Why does it not work? Let's look at the kernel extension. What is all this stuff? Yeah. Well, that's disappointing. This is kind of a rabbit hole I'm going down. Chrome extension source beautifier. Because really, I just want to be able to read the damn source code when it's all glommed together. As is typical with... Is this what I was just looking at? This is the same dude. Allow an incognito. Doesn't load. I guess it's been broken for a while. That's too bad. Although, I wonder if Chrome actually has this built in. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe that's why no one's using it. Beautify view source in Chrome. So where to get format HTML source code. Why is the view source of Google so messy? Quora, block, useful Chrome extensions. This is a iffy site. Listicle. Color tweaker, font, stylebot, style sheet reloader, validator, blah blah blah. Ugh. No one knows the answer to this. Maybe that code beautifier plugin is the way to go. I might as well give it a try. It didn't work the way I wanted it to, but Chrome. I didn't. This did not work the way I wanted it to, but maybe copying and pasting it is the way to go. Sure, let's add extension again. At least maybe it will at least work. So I want to copy this into this. Format my code, damn it. This is some ugly default formatting. But it's kind of working. You know what? I can't stand looking at this. I can't stand looking at ugly text formatting. The other way to look at this would be to actually just go into inspector mode and look into the elements like this. Is there a way to expand everything at the same time, though? I want to expand everything. Don't think... Maybe expand. Break on. At least, well, it's a little bit easier, I suppose. What's it actually doing? I'm seeing my container class, header, nav, something in the nav. Well, there's nav pills pull right. That's that. It doesn't look, maybe the styles aren't loading. So it looks like it's... Okay, let's see if we can just continue the Jumbotron example, I guess. So let's look at the source code here. 8 minutes to go on the timing. And not worry about this stuff yet. So what do we have? We had cleaner, we had all this stuff. LI roles equal to presentation. Oops, I had to convert this. LI LI active. Oh, this is where I got stuck. How do I add the href? Href equal. And then how do I add the text behind that? Just home like this? I guess that's how it works. Maybe I don't even need these hrefs yet. A home, a about, a contact. You know, now that I'm thinking about this, it might be difficult to write a decent cheat sheet for this language. It might be quite difficult. Nav, it's the end of nav, and then there's an H3 at the same level. The header clear fix. It's all the way back here. That's div container. And this is div header clear fix. This is at the same level as nav. So this is an H3 text muted project name. That's the end of the div. When the next div is div Jumbotron. And then there's a bunch of H1 Jumbotron header, heading, and P lead. If I put a period there, that's things I can do, block text. Or I guess I could just do this. Just put it after there. I don't like the way it looks, but... And then there's another div... row marketing. Now this is where we get some actual div call LG6 H4 subheading P lorem ipsum e H4 subheading subjetting. Just sort of duplicating all this stuff. We have 3 of them. Let's just duplicate this again. Using spaces as dividers as death. And then there's another LG6, which is the same. Let's just copy this as it. And these 2 rows should format cleanly into a 12-column bootstrap layout, and then there's a footer. This is probably where the things are messing up, but div. This does look cleaner than regular HTML, I have to admit. Should not be angry all the time about it. So div header, these are all the same, I think. Footer dot footer P. Why is this indented different? No, it's not indented differently. P copyright copy me. Alright, let's see if this actually does anything. Here's my test article. Oh my goodness, there's it's actually styled. But how? It's also kind of messed up. This was supposed to look like this. Oh, actually, maybe it is working. But my nav. Okay, so this larger size is breaking into two. Mine should do the same thing, but apparently some styles are goofed up. I am definitely missing some. Narrow down. Let's take a look at their source code again. I'm probably missing a few CSS thingies. CSS Jumbotron narrow. This is doing some additional stuff that I kind of thought would be in here, but I guess not. Let's add this. This would be additional Jumbotron. Temporarily add this, and it should be a link rel equal style sheet href equals Jumbotron narrows. Nope, no, that will be locally to this place. I wonder how I can refer to it, make my own local style sheet. Let's just see if we can copy this and stick it into where? Where would it grab it from? If I need a link to a local reference, I guess it would have to be in docroot. Docroot is generated though. So I need in my layout, my templates folder, I guess I need to have CSS in here too and somehow copy it? No? What's the best way of doing this in? Why is this here twice? Oh, that's why. Where do you store your CSS in a Metalsmith project? Use source content. This is the chain that actually transforms the content, but there is probably some way of copying all your CSS as well. I don't know how you do that. But I guess let me just see if it works. The cheapo way to do it would just be to jam it in here. I wonder if this will work. Can I do a style and just shove it in here? I don't know if this will work. That's around 15 minutes. I think I have a nesting issue. I mean, these are supposed to like be pulling. That's active. Oh wait, that's why. I goofed that up. I probably just have errors in here. I don't think it likes the way I tried to put the CSS in there too. Jumbotron dot lead call LG6. Where's the footer is working too? It's like I'm off by one indent. Div header clear fix. Is Is H3 in the right place? I forgot what I was looking at. I was looking at the navigation. Yeah, this is where I screwed up. I think these are all supposed to be LIs. LI. What's going on now? LI. Maybe that's why it's screwed up. There we go. And so the subheading is, I think the Jumbotron styling is really more about the padding. Why is this messing up now? I'm looking down here, and what do we got? We have row marketing, div call LG6. This is indented. This is one level too high. Why is that? Div row marketing. Well, because it is one too high. Well, where is it? This, how come that's not lining up? That should be there. Oh, there's an extra space in it. This is why I never like using spaces in. There we go. I'm not sure. So this is using spaces as my indent. Create indentation to the tabs. Tab width. Let's make it a tab width 3 so I can see it. It's a little bit clearer. 2 is too small. 4 is too big. With this much indentation. Although I suppose it might be possible if the indentation can be buried in another file and included. I don't know, this indent happy, this seems kind of a fragile way of doing it. But I like being able to space things out like this. Maybe it's acceptable. Yeah, okay, so we kind of have this working now. Let's see if we can stick another, just for fun, div row. Let's just put another row in there and put a P, or put our block content there. See what happens. I'm not sure even how this is going to indent, because so now that's popping up in here. Clearly the styling is all off. Maybe I need to also wrap it in a div call LG12. Okay, so at least that's indenting correctly. But what does it look like? H1, well, it's all contained nicely. That's pleasant. Let's stick this up here before all the subheading nonsense. So now, I guess, alright, so I guess it's sort of working the way I expected it to. So we have the basis of, kind of, it's starting to get styled. That's exciting. But I wanted to kind of insert my own styles in here. Style, I'm assuming that it's using the same style syntax, or unless they've invented a new one. Maybe it loads SAS or something like that. But SAS is, I think, understands regular CSS. So if I wanted to do a body padding, let's say 1 EM, what will happen if I do that? It will crash, complain, didn't do anything. What if I did this, body padding 1 EM? Do anything? No. How do I insert style into the head with Jade? So look at all these style sheets. Now, these are from CDNs, not my local project. I guess the next question is, how do you insert styles? Well, here it is, style. Oh, it actually wrapped this in body. It's interpreting it as, alright. It's interpreting it as a tag. How to insert inline styles Jade. Put text just after the H1, H1, P. What is this? This style code is not working. Oh, that's not what? That makes no sense. Inline CS using Jade templating. Column style. Jade syntax body. Going a little bit long on this. I'm sucked in. Not really having a style in the head. How to include a CSS file in Jade without linking it. CSS inside template style tag. Dot notation style dot body. It's escaped. Okay, let's try it. Style dot body padding 1 EM. And not. Oh, that actually worked. All right. Let's see. H3 nerd. Let's just modify some stuff. Jumbotron heading. Test article. This is content. All right, so we actually have our template kind of working. Went a little longer than I anticipated, more like 45 minutes. But I think this is enough progress for today for me to feel like I'm getting stuff done. So I will close this off. I need to eat something, and then I need to, this is going to be a day of development. So I'm going to be streaming some JavaScript architecture stuff. I'm in developer mode this week, apparently. Hopefully next week I'll get to doing some more design work. I should have some print stuff coming in from the printer, and I need to design some marketing sell sheets and design some descriptions and think of packaging design and all that kind of stuff for the Emergent Task Planner full-size sheets, which I have here. These are interesting because these are the double-sided ones. I've never made a double-sided pad before because I thought this would be expensive, but it turns out it's not that much more expensive. So the idea are these can be bound, and I'll make a it sort of looks similar to the ETP mini notebook, but this is the full-sized one. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, that's the stream for this morning. Sorry it went a little long. But I got something done, and I feel I'm making progress and learning stuff at the same time, so that's very exciting. So I hope you have a good day. Happy Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.